Hey guys, Ryan from Finch Photography, and today I'm going to talk about what's in my camera bag. It's a question I get asked so many times, is what equipment do I use at weddings? What do I use for personal work? And I'm going to dive straight in deep into exactly why I use what I use and how I transitioned from the start of my business photographing different styles, and then finally I believe found my way and the equipment that best suits and needs. So first off, before jumping in though, I want to just let you know that a camera is just a tool to get the job done. If there is a better tool to get the job done, that's the tool to go with. Each and every camera is a little unique, but they all do the same thing. Specs and all that, throw all that out the window. In the end of the day, the eye needs to be trained. And like I always say, if you're a good photographer, you can photograph a whole wedding on an iPhone. Yeah, it's not the quality and stuff like that, but in the end of the day, a camera is just an extension of the eye. So I don't get too caught up in equipment, but I do want to run through exactly what I use and why I use. So as soon as I started my business, I jumped straight in and bought a Canon 6D, which is an entry-level full-frame DSLR, and it had the 24-105 f4 lens, which was great. That's all I had, and I photographed my first couple of weddings with that lens because it was so versatile. Now, and then I upgraded and purchased a second body, so another Canon 6D, and also the 70-200 f2.8 L lens, which is the big white one that's super common, and also sold that 24-105 and got a 24 to, I think it's 24-80 mil f2.8, I'm pretty sure they are, version 2. Now that kind of gave me the range from 24mm right up into 200, and it allowed me to kind of work out where I wanted to be in between all of that. And one thing I did not like was the weight of that equipment. That 70-200 was just so obtrusive. You can't get up and close to someone with a huge white lens, peeling up at 200 mils. I found like I struggled with it for a long time. Now, I remember putting up on a Facebook forum, who thinks I should keep that 70-200 or sell it? And pretty much 99% of people said that it's a vital piece of equipment for weddings. And it was funny, the one person that said it, a good friend of mine, said, does any of the people that you aspire to photograph utilize that lens? And the quick answer was no, and that made my decision quite easy in selling that lens and moving on. So anyway, going forth, I used that equipment for a couple of years and then upgraded to the Canon 5D Mark IVs when they came out. Now, another full frame DSLR, stronger, more specs. I won't go into all of that because I'm not really a tech geek, but a great camera, amazing system, super rugged. I needed something that could come with me traveling, hiking, helicopters, everything, and I drop them so often, so I wanted something sturdy. So I bought the Canon 5D Mark IVs. I bought a 35mm f1.4 lens, which this video is getting recorded on, and a 50mm 1.2 lens. So I had a 35 and a 50mm. It was a complete contrast, such a different look than photographing at 24-200 mils with my other lenses. And I began to fall in love with the 35mm and the 50mm combo. So I had two 5D Mark IVs, one with a 35 on it and one with 50 on it. And this is what I utilize today. 80% of my photographs I photograph with the 35mm. It's what my eye sees. I love getting up and close, not being lazy, and moving around and really injecting into the client's story. And the 50mm also gives me that little pullback, whereas if I can't move so much, I can get these amazing photographs. So currently, if we go into it, I have two Canon 5D Mark IVs, a 35mm lens, 50mm lens, now a 24 and an 85mm lens. They're all Canon. I did have Sigma lenses to start with in between and just didn't like the look of them, knowing that, utilizing native lenses for native bodies, example, if you're shooting Sony, maybe Sony, works better with the Sony system rather than a Sigma on a Sony body, third-party lenses. So currently, This is my 85, this is my 50, and my 24. But staying on my body pretty much for the whole day is the 35 and 50mm lenses. Now, other than that, I take one flash. I don't use flash at all very often. I take one flash to a wedding, and that's only for the dance floor. I photograph the reception, all natural light, all portraits, all morning, all day, and only for the dance floor, utilizing the Canon 600 flash, which is a standard flash. And also I take a Polaroid camera. If I get time, I bang a few of these frames out and give them to the guests during the reception, depending on the tight schedule of the wedding. Now, you may ask, what camera straps do I use, etc. And you may have seen Holdfast Gear, the most amazing camera straps out there. The Solo, this is the Solo Moneymaker. It has one camera that's strapped and slung to the side of you. I use this for about 70% of the wedding because I like photographing with one camera. But during the ceremony, etc., I utilize generally the Camera Swag, which is a dual camera system that's amazing. It just distributes the weight so evenly. Or the Moneymaker, which is the leather system. So that's generally the equipment I'm taking to weddings. Also, I've been recently taking probably one of my favorite cameras, my Rolleiflex 2.8F to weddings. And you know, during some portraits, I love giving the client a little bit of a different look. I might bang a few frames of these out. This is medium format film camera, super slow, super hipster, and yeah, definitely love it. But this is my work gear. This is the gear, the Canon gear. That's the stuff that gets the job done. Film stock, if you're into film, I shoot Portra 400 and Tri-X 400, but at a wedding, I'm shooting all color film, Portra 400. Like I said, I may take 2 rolls on the Rolleiflex, and it's just a different look for the client, but I always shoot that as well on my digital stuff. Now, another late investment I just got and being recommended was this Western Digital wireless passport. So what this does is during the reception, when I've finished with one camera, I put my SD card into this little card slot here, turn the system on, and it backs all my photos up to this SSD drive. Now, by the time I get home, the second card goes straight in here while I'm driving home, if I'm not flying around. And by the time I get home, I have a full backup on the system right here. And then I plug this into the computer and drag them to another hard drive. And then before I hit the sack, I've already got 2 backups. This has been a game changer for me and just allows me to sleep at night knowing that I have some images backed up. Now, other than that, camera system wise, my personal camera for documenting my family, the Leica M6 with the 35mm lens. This is, yeah, again, hands down probably one of my favorite, probably is my favorite camera. This one is like a museum piece to me, so I love it. But this one's my everyday, so I'm documenting all my family stuff. This does not come to weddings with me. This is purely for just documenting family stuff, and the images are absolutely amazing. So built super, I think it's about as heavy as that, which is crazy. But I've trialed many systems before. I've found that the Canon systems work really well for me. Like I said, traveling, such a rugged and, you know, all weather. I've been in snow, rain, hail, mud, everything with them, and they haven't failed me yet. So that's what's in my camera bag. I hope that helped. As mentioned, this is also getting recorded on the Canon 5D Mark IV wirelessly to my phone, so I can record this all lonesome. And let me know if you guys have any questions.